Welcome to Shomach Shav on the Daf. We're holding in Zevachim Daf Kuf Yud Gimel. The Gemara without brings the machlokes of Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish. If the Mabul Yorad in Eretz Yisroel or not, was there a Mabul in Eretz Yisroel? The Mashal in Chidush Haggadah over here asks, according to Madama, there was no Mabul in Eretz Yisroel. Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu matriach Noach to build a Teiva? He could just put him in Eretz Yisroel. Now, though the Gemara is going to conclude that there was hevel, there was heat in Eretz Yisrael, so maybe that would not be a solution. But at least in the Hava meaning of the Gemara could have asked, why does Noach have to build a table? Just go to Eretz Yisrael where there's no Mabul. So the Mashal answers are bringing the lotion of Rashi. Rashi says in the beginning of Parshas Noach, Lami tricha b'binyan zeh. Why HaKadosh Baruch Hu was matriach Noach to build a teva at all? There's other ways HaKadosh Baruch Hu can save Noach. So says Rashi, the people of the Mabul will see Noach working and building a teva for 120 years. And they'll ask him, why are you doing it? In other words, to give opportunity to Anshe Mabul to do tshuva. That's why he built a teva. So even though there's other ways to save him, still Noach was required to build a teva to give an opportunity to Anshe Mabul to do tshuva. But the emphasis is this question is a question of Chazal and Sefer HaZoyah. In Parshas Vayakel, and the Kutzadik Vavun based in the bottom. Chazal there say, it says, so it says the Zohar, okay, we understand what the Pasuk says. But couldn't HaKadosh Baruch Hu save Noach in one place in the world? There'll be a place, well, there'll be no Babel. They bring the story that it was by Gideon, that says that there was rain everywhere, except in one place where Gideon asked a simon for. Or another option says the Zohar, he could put him in Eretz Yisroel, that there was no Mabul over there. And maybe the Zohar doesn't want to say the Maskon of the Gemara of the Hevel of the heat, because we anyway had to say that there was no heat around the Teiva. The Gemara asked, how did the Teiva survive in the boiling water? We said the water around the Teiva was not hot. So Noach could be in Eretz Yisroel without heat over there. So why does he have to build a Teiva? So the Zohar says a Yisoid that has to do with a time when you have Mechabel in the world. When there is a Kitrug, when there is a Kateker in the world. When the Mechablo Nochas the Almo, the one who does not close himself and is there Bigilui, he is putting himself in danger. Brings the example from Loit. Loit, it says, he molat al nafshecho, run away. Why not? Why can't he look backwards? So it's not because he's not supposed to see the Anshe Mabul dying, but because when there is a Mechabel, when there is the Malach HaMashchis, there, if you look back and you see him, he will be punished as well. And the Zohar ends that when the Reb Shimon was hiding, there were 13 people that died in the city. So Reb Shimon, Baruch Chachmano, that didn't see the Yukra Malach HaMavis. When a Malach HaMavis is around, you don't want to be there. It's a dangerous place to be. Now our Gemara comes out that either there was a Mabul in Eretz Yisrael, or that there was no Mabul in Eretz Yisrael and there was no rain at all. That's what the Gemara tells us, that in Eretz Yisrael it was a charava, it was a dry land. But people died through the havlo. Pirkei Blazer in Perek Chav Gimel it says that Eretz Yisrael lo yordu le'ak shomim, but nizgalgalu hamayim mikol harotzos v'nichnasu lo. There was water in Eretz Yisrael, but it just didn't rain in Eretz Yisrael. The water came from other places and filled up Eretz Yisrael. And so brings the Ramban in the beginning of Parshas Noach, and he explains the reason the rain came in because there's no mechitza, there was no walls to stop the rain, so no walls to stop the water from overflowing coming into Eretz Yisrael. The only difference is how bad was the ruins that happened. The rest of the world, there was the rain, there was no tree that was left. But in Eretz Yisrael, there was only an overflow of water, there was some trees that remained. And the Ramban points out, because it says in the Pasuk, all the mountains was covered, including the ones in Eretz Yisrael. So the Radal on Pirkei Blazer there says, it's interesting, the Ramban points this out. There's really Toises in our Sugya brings it, and the Toises says all the mountains were covered wherever there was a Mabul. According to our Gemara, in Eretz Yisrael there was no Mabul, so the mountains were not covered. It says the Radal, you have to say that according to our Gemara, it was a nace that the water did not penetrate into Eretz Yisrael, because Ramban says a good point. The water should have flowed to there. So Mashal Pirkei Blazer doesn't go with the Mahalach of our Gemara, and that's what the Ramban is noiket, that there was water in Eretz Yisrael, there was just no Mabul, there was no Kshamim that came down in Eretz Yisrael. Anyone who wants to join and sponsor the Shomach Shava Shihurim, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.